How's it going? And welcome to another Theory Craft video for one of the big bads coming up in Series 5, releasing later this week for Marvel Snap, and that is Galactus. I think if you asked me to pick out one card from the 16 new releases that has a chance of breaking the game in half, I think Galactus is the one I would shout here. Very powerful on reveal effect. If this is your only card here, destroy all other locations. Just completely game-changing dynamic in a big way that no other card in Marvel Snap does. The question obviously is here, can we create one location with a 6 energy 3 power thing where we can be victorious and the opponent can't? Let's jump on into my top 3 decks that look to abuse this card in some very game-breaking ways. Now, because Galactus's powerful effect dictates the game be played in a certain way, there's a small core package of cards that I think are going to be necessary to really try and make this card work. The first of which here is Wave. So on reveal, next turn, cards in both players' hands cost 4. Playing Wave on 3 means we get to Galactus on 4 instead of 6, meaning we get 2 turns after it's in play to play out other powerful cards in the only path remaining behind him. The other part of the kind of Galactus package, I think, is going to be Hobgoblin and Green Goblin, cards that flip over to our opponent's side of the board, disrupting how much they can play there and effectively giving us more power in that path if we play Galactus out just on curve on turn 6. I think Shuri, another pool 5 card, is going to be excellent here as well. I think there's a number of games we'll be able to win where we simply go Shuri on 4, make a negative 16 power Hobgoblin on 5, flip it over to their side of the board, play Galactus on 6 at that location, and then win with just Galactus and Hobgoblin between them. We also have Electro here as another means to ramp up. It gives us an extra energy on reveal, and then normally has a detrimental ongoing effect, but if Galactus wipes him away off the table, we get to mitigate that as well. The bottom end of our deck is various disruptive cards such as Black Widow and Scorpion to deny our opponent resources or make them a bit worse. And then because we're playing Hobgoblin and Gamora, Daredevil fits very eloquently into this deck to maybe give us some play in the games where Galactus doesn't bother to show up. Up next, we have a take on the Death Wave archetype that leverages Galactus. Most noteworthy here is that Galactus destroys all other locations and the cards contained on them when those locations are blown up. This means Nova triggers to make our Galactus bigger. It means Wolverine should bounce over to the location that Galactus is leaving in play. And it means our death should be incredibly cheap to play out in the final moments to add a ton of extra power to that Galactus location. We've got Psylocke and Wave and Electro here as more means to play these cards out ahead of curve. And then we've got Yondu and Killmonger rolled up here as well as additional ways to trigger death in the games where we're looking for a more fair game plan when Galactus isn't drawn. Our final deck list here, Galactus Infinaut, is playing that same core of cards the other two are playing, the Wave, the Electro, the Goblins, and then obviously Galactus, but we've got a little bit more combo-centric top end here. An ideal curve with this deck plays Wave on 3, into Galactus on 4, blow up all the locations, into Magic, the remaining locations to create Limbo, giving us a 7th turn. Then we pass on our 6th turn, which makes She-Hulk and Infinaut both playable on the 7th turn, giving us a total of 36 power on the board. Now, one thing I really like about this particular shell is that it also gets to play the Wave She-Hulk combo. So again, for games where we're not just comboing with Galactus, we could Wave on turn 3, leaving 2 energy up. And then we have a 2 energy She-Hulk as well as a Magneto or a Hobgoblin or any other play on the final turn of the game to make a big swing even when we're not absolutely devastating the board. Like I said in the opening, I think if there's one card in these 16 new cards that kind of break the game, Galactus definitely feels like it's going to be the one. That being said, if this deck gets popular after people finally have access to it, there are a number of good tools in the formats for people to have counterplay. You know, opposing goblins, debris, Viper, those all put cards onto the opponent's side of the board that can prevent Galactus from triggering. At any rate, If you enjoyed my deck ideas here for Galactus, make sure to tap that like button. If you have a sweet idea of your own for this big bad villain, I'd love to hear it in the comments down below so I can give it a try on stream once I'm able to get my own hands on him. And if you're new to the channel, thanks for watching all the way through to the end. I'd love it if you'd subscribe. I post Marvel Snap theory crafting stuff, game news updates, and deck highlights here 7 days a week. I'd love to see you back again. Everybody enjoy the rest of your day and hopefully see you again real soon.